Hi there, it's Todd Benko with Prairie Edge Service. Today I want to talk about a way that you can make it safe for your clients to carry their knives back with them by making yourself a do-it-yourself homemade sheath that is low cost and very efficient, that it can be adapted to be used with almost any length of knife. And that is just use simple copy paper. You want copy paper because it's thick enough that as it protects the edge and it makes it thick enough that the clients cannot harm themselves by the knife. If you take it one step further, you can do like I did. I turned around and printed one side off on my printer with my business name and webpage and contact information. So now you got a little bit of advertising with your homemade knife sheath. Now to start, place the knife down on the paper, and what you want to do is always aim the edge of the blade towards the corner tip of the paper. You want the backside of the heel of the blade so that the paper can turn around and fold over and secure the knife. So once you've got that placed, you fold the back area. So the first fold is against the spine. Take that little flap and tuck it over the blade. You don't have to tuck it all the way in. You just want to tuck it in and press it down. And now that secures the sharp edge. The back side, you fold this in. Now, depending on which way the knife is tilted, you want this over so that it's nice and tight up against the heel of the blade. With the top part, you fold this over up to the tip. You can leave a little bit of a gap at the tip, and you want the paper to be, again, lined up with the back spine of the blade. Fold that down, and now it's just a matter of rolling it up. So you just turn around, take it. I find that a lot of times I will pull the knife off the table so that now the blade is laying flat on the table, and you'll find that this angle now changes a little bit because of the dimensions. You just roll it all the way up until you're done. You take a piece of tape, tape over that, and now your knife is that you've sharpened is all nice and protected. The edge is protected, that it prevents anyone from being cut, and now your clients can easily transport the super sharp knives that you've sharpened back to their properties. If you have a shorter knife, such as a steak knife or a paring knife, same process still works, but what I do is I take the full paper and I fold it over and rip it in half. But in this process, you want to actually get it where you're actually up in the handle. If you just try to do the blade like this, the knife will turn around and pull out. So roll it up or line up the knife so that the paper is going to come back in the finger area of the handle. Same process. Turn around and we fold this backside up to the spine and over the spine and tuck it over. And you can see you don't have to be really concerned about making it all nice and flat in the fold. Line up the back, the tip over, so it lines up with the back of the spine. And now the handle side, you fold this over and you play with the angle such that it gets a nice tuck in on that handle. If I go like this, that looks like it's going to be about right. And you can see we don't worry about how it's coming over the spine, because as we start rolling it and folding it up, that's all going to tuck in. Once we've got our three folds in, if you want, you can always fold this part over too to bring it up to a point, but let's just leave it the way it is. The first fold is where it's holding the handle itself, and then like I said, pull it over so that the blade is just on the table and finish the rolling process. If you get a point where you got a small little piece that's sticking out over the top, just take and tuck that in and fold it over, and now you have a nice clean edge for your tape, so your tape doesn't have to go over the edge, and voila, you're all done. Makes a nice secure way, so you can see even on the steak knife here that is being held, it doesn't come out. For your clients to gain access, just tell them to hold the tip of the sheath and pull back with the knife, and it'll pull right out to make it such that they can gain access. And that actually makes the sheath reusable. Hope you find that useful. I like it because it's low cost. Yeah, it takes a little bit of time, and I get to customize my own type of advertising on it. Thanks for your interest in this, and catch you in the next video.